What's up, guys? Welcome back to Infinite Lorecast, your gateway to anything anime, Marvel, DC, or any other nerdy topics. I'm Destro. You can find me at Destro Realm, and this is Trench. Trench.
What's up?
What's going on, guys? Today is going to be kind of a shorter podcast. Two of our co-hosts weren't able to make it. We're going to still try and make this happen. Today, we're going to be going over some of the anime episodes we've been watching and really just kind of break down the new Crunchyroll awards that came out. We don't really have anything else crazy to talk about, and we'd rather wait for our other co-hosts to return before we get into the nitty-gritty. With that being said, let's go ahead and start with our first breakdown. We're going to do Wistoria. You want to go first, Trench?
Go ahead, man.
Spoiler for Wistoria Wand and Sword Season 2.
All right, so the new episode, I kind of wanted to get into it last week because it came out on the Sunday that we recorded, but I think it's pretty cool that they ended up letting Will graduate after all, with the help of the the old lady that's in charge of everything. And then Ed, I thought he was a hater this whole time, but it looks like he was just trying to protect Will instead of he didn't want to see him fail, I guess is what the reasoning is. And then, Werkner's alive. He's healing up, and it did show a little clip of Rosti at the end, so that was pretty interesting. I don't know how he's still alive or what's going on with his character, other than what I know from the little bits of the manga that I've read. But what was your take on it?
So what's going on with like the first floor of the tower, where like the colorless city, where essentially mages go to die if they don't ascend any higher than that?
Oh yeah,
Like,
that was crazy.
So like, are they not allowed to leave the tower once they get there? Like, because because the students are so happy, that they made it to the tower, and then you start seeing everyone else's reactions, like people who have been there, and they look like distraught. Like, are you think they're not allowed to leave? Or because they're basically, there to support all of the other people in the tower, like.
Yeah, I don't know if they're. Yeah, I would imagine they're not able to leave just because that's their whole goal was to get into the tower and become a Magia Vander. I'd imagine it's like, hey, if you can't cut it, you're probably just gonna die, which is pretty extreme, given that it's like a shonen. But I mean, it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. I like that. Just right off the bat, they just sent those robots out there, and they're like, oh, sink or swim, and then
Like stone golems, whatever
Yeah.
they were. Yeah. And so
then they had to make Will prove himself. So I guess even though he made it to the tower, he still has to, get approval from the Magiavanders, and everyone got enlisted except for God, what's the ice dude's name?
Julius.
Julius, yeah, except for Julius. I'm never gonna beat those LARPer allocations, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Julius expected Elfie to go ahead and sign him basically, but I guess it makes sense since she was waiting for Will, and I think that Will's gonna prove himself. She's gonna be able to accept Will, bring him with her, but I think she's gonna take Julius on as well. It would make sense given that they're both they both have ice powers, and everyone else was selected based upon the power they had for whatever Magia Vander chose them. So I thought that was
And all
interesting.
even all the other factions were like, we would definitely take this guy if he wasn't an ice mage.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I guess Elfie just didn't want to scout him because he was mean to Will. Is that like the only reason?
I think that, and I don't know, are they're not only allowed to pick one, right? They can pick multiple?
No, there's I
Yeah.
mean it showed in the shot where their uniforms changed color. Like, there were multiple people per faction that got selected.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on. I guess she just didn't want to pick Julius because he is Will's bully. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely needs to get picked. I could tell you that.
Yeah, because his powers are going to go, unused, and he's actually pretty strong, and I feel like he has a good amount of potential given how powerful he was in the get. I think that's probably the reason then, because I thought maybe you could only pick one, but with that being said, if he's not chosen along with Will, it's going to be really weird. I don't know where else he would end up. It wouldn't make sense if he ended up anywhere else.
Yeah, what do you think about, like, it seems to me obviously Elfie is gonna scout Will.
Yeah.
So how does that work? He's gonna be in the ice faction. Like, how does?
Yeah, and that's why I'm wondering, like, if the other Magiavanders, if they can scout other people as well, like they have to have the same power, or is it just they prefer that, you know? Because if she scouts Will, I mean that would be its own category, right? She'd have the sword, right? So if she scouts Will and Julius, it would make sense because she then at least scouted one member of the Ice faction, but then has a sword member. I don't know. It'd be a good combo. I don't see why she wouldn't.
Yeah, but I would think that would limit Will quite a bit.
You think?
Only being able to
Yeah.
bust out the ice sword,
Yeah, you
you
know what?
know.
Maybe that could be another reason why he could join the Ice Sword. But I mean, I think it was proven in the fight scenes with the golems that I mean, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? He was taking all the other guys weren't able to really take any of them down except for Will. So I mean, I think that speaks volumes as far as the Magiavanders giving them, you know, trying to convince them to let him join up. I feel like that should kind of convince them. And if it doesn't, I don't think anything will.
Yeah. What do
They're
you
just
think of his new
discriminating.
sword?
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is going to be like a regular thing, kind of like Bleach, how he just gets a new sword every once in a while. And if he can like absorb different styles of magic, you know what I mean? Like if he can get a fire sword like he did, didn't he do that before? Right with the red
It's
dude.
the very first one he did.
Yeah, that's right. So if
Hmm.
he can do that with all the magic, that's going to be pretty cool to see. And then I don't know if that sword's just gone after he switches, or if he can have like kind of a plethora of swords to choose from whenever he's fighting. Because if that's the case, he's going to be OP, even more OP than he already is.
I mean, the sword, it just uses the magic, or that's like his power, is he can temporarily use
Yeah, yeah,
someone else's power through his sword. So it's not like he only lost that first sword because he broke it, over
that's
the
right.
head of the Devander.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I mean, he's used fire and ice so far, so I don't know why he wouldn't be able to use anything else.
I think we all want to see him team up with Zio and see that electric sword. I know
Oh yeah.
that shit's gonna look awesome.
Well, even just the power of the sword itself, like
Yeah,
when he used the courage spell, that was it seemed like lightning to me, like white lightning.
yeah, yeah. True. Yeah, but I want to see a full on lightning sword. That would be crazy. I do want to see the transformation again. I thought I went back and watched, and I was like, you know what, this is actually pretty cool. Um, I think the power up it gives them is pretty dope too. I don't know if they're gonna show it again like anytime soon, but I'm sure like it'll probably save it for like the finale or whatever. But I kind of
Yeah,
want to see him
but
use a new sword with that transformation. That would be sick.
yeah, I think the sword Donan just made him. I feel like he's gonna have that one for a while
Yeah, probably.
because it's got that gem embedded in it. But
Yeah, true.
um, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool episode. Got to see Will go out. I thought it was going to be, 4 or 5 episodes until we got some more crazy fights. But he jumped right back into it.
Yeah.
So I like seeing that.
And that's a good thing about this is like even though people think the story's redundant, you see this like anti-magic dude finally able to use some sort of magic that works out for him, and you see it with Mashal, Black Clover, all that stuff. But I think the animation in this really sets it apart from those other ones. I do still really enjoy the animation.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You already know that season finale is going to be crazy when it comes out,
Yeah,
but. With that being said, I don't really have anything further for Wistoria if you do.
no,
No.
no, I'm good.
All right. Well, we can move on. I'm gonna real quick. I want to cover Witch Hat. I did catch up on Witch Hat just to try to give it some grace.
Spoilers for Witch Hat at Leah.
Again, animation's incredible. The story's getting a little more interesting. They're starting to introduce some other characters. Like there's another witch that's with Quifrey. I forget his name. But the dude is actually. I know that there's so much hype because he's voiced by the same guy that voices Gojo, and then there's actually an adversary who's part of these knights that are part of the witches, essentially, and that guy's voiced by Sukuna, so there was some hype around that. But those two characters are really interesting, and I want to see what this knight guy is about, but really don't get to see much of it on this last episode. But from what we know, he's kind of a dick, so that's going to be cool to see. I'm hoping it gets more interesting. We'll see as the season goes, but I'm just gonna watch just to watch and pray it gets better because that animation is gorgeous. With that being said, that's pretty much it for the anime that we have. I think we're gonna move on to the Crunchyroll Awards. This is gonna be really interesting because there's a lot of winners on here that I'm like, how did that happen? But let's get into it. So with that being said, let's get into the first one, anime of the year.
My Hero Academia.
Okay, and what were the nominees?
Nominees were The Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Dan to Dan, Season 2, Gachiakuda, My Hero, The Summer Hikaru Died, and Takopi's Original Sin.
You know, I'm really surprised Takapi's Original Sin didn't win this just because I know the fandom was crazy about it. I don't know if you ever saw it, but that was
I haven't yet. No.
that was a really dark anime, dude. And also the Summer Hikaru died. That was really good, dude. I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of like a supernatural horror kind of anime, and it was pretty interesting, man. But I think you know, I never saw Apothecary Diaries. I know that's got a huge fan base, so I'm surprised that one didn't win too. But
Yeah, I'm probably gonna start that next. I've been seeing a lot about it. A lot of people like it.
it's how do I say this without sounding controversial? It seems like more of a chick anime, to be honest.
Yeah, it could be. I
But
don't
hey,
know.
I mean, if the plot's
haven't
good,
tried it
though,
out yet.
I'm down. But with that being said, out of all those nominees, you know, Gotcha Akuda had a fair chance just because it was brand new. The character design was dope. The story's pretty interesting. It gave like a new spin on a new story, something that hasn't really been done. A new power structure that was really unique. But I mean, I think, you know, I can agree with the rest of the MHA fandom. I think My Hero did deserve this win with that spectacular season finale that they had. Just the last season in general. And then with More, obviously that didn't count towards the win, but More was awesome too. Did you end up finally watching it?
Not yet.
Oh,
No.
okay. All right then.
Not
Well, yeah,
yet.
I think My Hero definitely deserved that one for sure. Next up
Okay.
is Film of the Year.
So, Film of the Year. The winner was the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie. The nominees were 100 Meters, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Mononoke the movie, The Rose of Versailles, Scarlet.
I heard a lot of good things about. I think we saw a trailer for Scarlet during the Chainsaw movie. I kind of want to watch that one. But now this one, I might catch some haters for my take on this one. I loved the Demon Slayer movie. I thought the Demon Slayer movie was awesome. I have my opinions about it, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. However, I think the Chainsaw Man movie should have taken this one. I think the Chainsaw Man movie deserved it. I think the storyline was better. I think the animation, the fights were better. It got me more hype. I think just the emotional weight of it was better. And I just think the characters were too. Like Reze was incredible. Denji's character is incredible. I really think Chainsaw should have took this one. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with you on some of those. I heard you say animation at some point in there, and so I gotta go in and disagree with you here.
Okay, yeah, fair.
No one can hold a candle to Demon Slayer animation, dude.
It's not, yeah.
Can't even hold a candle.
That
It's literally insane.
and that's a fair
And so I
take.
think-
Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
think if you just take, the Chainsaw Man, I'd say the story and the plot are a little better than Demon Slayer. But if you're just talking about total experience in the movie theater, watching these things, I mean, I was in my feels more in the Chainsaw Man movie. I left there, not feeling great. But just the overall experience of watching the Demon Slayer movie in theaters, it was incredible. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of their pacing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like One Piece pacing, where they take 30 minutes of showtime and use it for like a 10-second, what should be a 10-second, fight scene.
Yeah.
Because they'll pause, a quarter of the way through the fight and go through this big long backstory, and then halfway through the fight they'll do the same thing. And so I don't necessarily agree with that a whole lot. I think they could have done it a little different way. But I did really enjoy the Demon Slayer movie.
Yeah, and
I thought it was incredible.
I'm not saying by any means the Demon Slayer movie didn't deserve it. I think the Demon Slayer movie was incredible. And yeah, I do agree with you. Demon Slayer's animation is next level. It's top tier. But I thought that the Mappa Chainsaw Man animation was just so fluid, dude. It was incredible. And I know I'm sure you agree it was incredible too. Demon Slayer has that unique animation style where they blend that 3D into that 2D and it looks phenomenal. It looks like it's so realistic in some parts, like in the last season where they had that explosion and it looked just incredible. But I do think that I still would have to give it to Chainsaw Man just because, dude, I just felt more with this movie. I resonated more with this movie. I think this movie, I don't know, it captivated me in a way that Demon Slayer didn't. And maybe it's for those reasons that we both explained about the Demon Slayer movie. With that being said, the second Demon Slayer movie is probably going to have a chance at winning this category again when that comes out. I'm definitely going to I'm going to have to come down with you guys to go watch it in theaters because that's going to be an experience.
Yeah. Anytime Demon Slayer comes out with something, it's, you got to put stuff to the side.
Yeah.
It's just an experience every time.
No, absolutely. I agree. Still, so I think my take would be I would give it to Chainsaw, and you'd give it to Demon Slayer.
Yeah, this time around, I'd say.
Yeah, that's fair. And I still think Demon Slayer would be the number 2 spot. Next up, we have Best Continuing Series.
So for this one,
let me guess.
Yeah. One Piece.
Yeah, which makes sense. I think they've won this category like the past 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it's just hard to beat One Piece, especially at this point where the animation is just incredible. The story's getting even deeper, and everything is just popping off right now. And I think that's part and parcel to them going seasonal rather than weekly. It's giving them a lot more time to do things like up the animation, give us some crazy impact frames, stuff like that. They have a lot more time to work on it, a lot more time to rest. I know Free Willy doesn't like that, but
yeah, he's gonna have some words next week for you.
Yeah, well, animators need their rest. Believe it or not, they get paid like pennies on the dollar, man, over there, and they work like 14, 15-hour shifts just animating everything. So, but they do outsource a lot for One Piece for the animation. They find like really good animators, hire them, pay them really well. But I think One Piece deserves this. Who were the nominees?
Day to Dance Season 2, Kaiju number 8 Season 2, My Hero, Solo Leveling Season 2, and Spy Family.
Dude, honestly, that whole list is stacked. Honestly,
I just any of them could have won it.
Yeah.
But I think you just got to give it to One Piece. It's
Yeah,
just, I mean,
you
it's
gotta
been
give
going
it
on for so long, and for it to be popping off after so many years, you got to give it to them.
That's fair. One Piece deserves its flowers always. I'm a huge One Piece fan. I don't think any of these others should have beat it out rightfully. It makes sense. I agree with you. It makes complete sense to give it to One Piece here. Best new series. All right, go ahead.
So the winners got Yakuta. Our nominees were Clevites, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, got Yakuta, Sakamoto Days, The Summer Hikaru Died, Takopi's Original Sin.
Okay, once again, I'm kind of surprised Takopi's Original Sin didn't take this one. Not from my opinion, but just based on the fandom that Takopi's Original Sin has. And then, dude, The Summer Hikaru Died. If it were up to me, I probably would have went with The Summer Hikaru Died just because of the unique story that they have going on there. But Gachiakata does have that unique story going on as well as crazy animation. It's Bones.
Is that how you say it? Gachiakata?
Yeah, I'm sure it's Gachiakata, Gachiakuta.
I say Gachiakuta. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't heard anyone else say it, so I don't know.
That's fair.
We're gonna get reamed with LARP allegations again.
I know, dude. It's terrible. We need to get our shit together. But
no.
Yeah, I think Gachiakuta, what they did really well was put a story together that's brand new, but that also captivates you with a new power structure, like I mentioned before, as well as jaw-dropping animation. It's done by Bones, who does My Hero Academia. So you already know that it was going to be incredibly animated. The character design is probably the best thing about Gachiakata. Their characters look so cool, man. They got some of the dopest looking characters. It's insane. And the
Yeah.
the creator of Gachiakata, she actually served as an editor, I think, under the guy that created Soul Eater and Fire Force. So she helped him out uh, with the writing, if I'm not mistaken, on all that. And then she finally was able to serialize her own manga in Gachiakata. So it's pretty cool to see her, get her flowers in this one. She deserves it, dude. Sometimes women write some of the best anime or manga and anime out there because Demon Slayer's mangaka is a female. Gachiakura's is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's is a female. Sometimes they get down, bro. To be honest. But yeah, that's I'm guessing because you haven't seen it, right?
What?
Gachiakura?
I haven't finished it.
Okay,
No.
fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm probably about halfway through.
That's fair. Yeah, for me, I didn't resonate with it as much as I did with like The Summer Hikaru Died. I would give it to The Summer Hikaru Died or Dandadan because we're sleeping on Dandadan here too. Dandadan was great. Season 2 was awesome. The Evil Eye, all the Evil Eye scenes I loved. You know what I mean? Did you finish season 2 of Dandadan? You didn't? Oh man, you got to go back and watch it. That's incredible. All right, well, yeah, I guess I would have given it to The Summer Hikaru Died. What about you?
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of Clevitas. I couldn't really
same.
get into it.
Same. It did. What was cool about Clevitas is they had that old school animation. Like the animation
Yeah.
was good, but the old school art style is what I mean, and that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, and I haven't seen any of the other ones except Gachiakura. But so
Fair
I don't
enough.
have a good opinion on that one.
Okay. But next up is best animation.
So the winner was Solo Leveling Season 2.
That's gonna piss some people off, I bet.
The nominees were Dandadan, Gachiakura, My Hero, One Piece, and Takapi's Original Sin.
Okay. I will say this, and I will probably get a lot of haters for this one too. I think Solo Leveling deserves it. I think the season 2 of Solo Leveling, the animation was crazy, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
look all the fights we got, dude, and the consistency of the animation all the way through. I mean, you get the first one where he fights that big demon looking dude in the chambers or whatever when he when he finally lets himself go in front of all those other hunters, and then the next fight where he fights the demon lord, and then
Yeah.
the final fight with him versus Biru. That was awesome. I mean, that fight with Biru alone was incredible, dude. I watch that fight every other day, bro, on YouTube just because I'm like, man, the animation, the music, the whole, just everything about it. Season 2 is great. I think it
Yeah.
takes this one for sure. Like I said, there's great contenders on there. Dandadan has amazing animation. Gachiakura, amazing animation. But I think just Solo Leveling, the amount of fights it had, the animation was incredible all the way through. So I would give it to Solo Leveling on this one. And you could make the argument again here for One Piece, but this is relatively new with One Piece. Older One Piece was kind of bad when it came to animation. The technology wasn't there. We weren't hiring crazy, named animators and stuff. So, One Piece could have a good argument next year, but I think this year I'd give it to Solo Leveling.
Yeah, I guess since it was a movie, they couldn't throw Demon Slayer in here.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah, that makes sense.
because that's obvious, they obviously would have won if they did that. But I do agree with you. Solo Leveling did deserve this one.
That's fair. All right, well, we can get into the next one then if we both agree. Next up is best character design.
Winner is Gachiakura.
Nominees?
And nominees are The Apothecary Diaries, Dandadan. Is it Dandadan or Dandadan?
Dandadan.
Okay. Dandadan. My Dress Up Darling, One Piece, and Takapi's Original Sin.
Yeah, okay. How did My Dress Up Darling not take this, bro?
I don't even know what that is.
I'm kidding. No, but yeah,
you
seriously.
you know what it is. You've
no,
seen it.
I haven't seen every single episode. No, I honestly think like I said before, Gachiakura has some of the best drawn characters. I think the character design is one of the best I've seen in a long time. Probably best since like Bleach, dude. Bleach has some incredible character designs.
Yeah, I know where you think that.
Yeah, you know, yeah, incredible character designs. No, but in all seriousness, Gachiakura has some of the best character designs. All their characters look incredible. Like you could take a side character in Gachiakura and make him a main character in a different anime. That's how incredible all the art is for these characters. In my opinion, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. They
Fair
do
enough.
they do have some awesome looking characters. Like it's even if you don't like the story or whatever, anything else, it's worth watching it for that. Just all the design, the world design, the character design, everything.
Yeah, and I will say this: I think that their character design for some of the black represented characters are incredible. Like Bleach does a great job at that too, and so does My Hero. Um, you know, some animes just they can't capture it right, and this anime, dude, like all the black characters look freaking awesome, dude. They look sick. It's crazy. All the character designs are just dope. So I got to give it to Gachiakura for this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the next one then. Next up, we have best action anime.
The winner is, of course, Solo Leveling.
Okay, nominees.
Nominees are Dandadan, Gachiakura, Kaiju number 8. That's a good one. My Hero. That's a good one. One Piece and Solo.
Yeah, that's you know what? And I forgot to mention this on the other category, but Kaiju number 8, people are sleeping on Kaiju number 8, dude. That was
Dude, I love it.
yeah,
I love it.
I love it too. It got some flack because it was I think was it what was releasing around then? Something was, and I was more into that anime than Kaiju, but Kaiju still was incredible. I'm looking forward to the next season. I think it's going to be the final arc too. So, but given that, I think I'm still going to go with Solo Leveling on this one.
Yeah, it's just, and I guess some people kind of hate on Solo Leveling just because of like the power structure and stuff like that.
Well, the main reason they hate on it is because it's just the story's redundant. It's just like, you know, which I agree. The story's, you know,
it's been done before,
yeah,
but it's never been done this well, I'll say.
Yeah, 100%. And what it is like, oh, here's an episode where Jinwoo is going to fight someone and it's going to be really cool and it's going to look really cool. Oh, next episode. Oh, Jinwoo is going to fight someone and it's going to look really cool. And people just aren't into that. You know, they want a more exciting plot, which I get, but I think some of the plot that we get and some of the characters that we're introduced to make the plot even better. So I think Solo Leveling gets a lot of flack for that. But with that being said, I think it takes this easily. I just thought that all the action scenes, all the fight scenes were just phenomenal. And, you know, Dandadan had some incredible fight scenes. Kaiju number 8 had some incredible fight scenes, but just all the fights through and through in Solo Leveling just captivated me more. Like I said, I watch that Biru fight all the time. It's incredible. So I think Solo takes it.
Yep, I agree.
Fair enough. All right, let's get into the next category.
You don't really watch isekais, do you?
We can still do it. There's a lot of people that watch isekai, so.
I haven't. I'm looking through. I haven't seen any of these nominees or ReZero, who won.
Okay, so
have you seen ReZero?
No, I tried to get into it. I need to get back into it because from what I hear, the story's incredible and there's like some crazy twists in it. And it's one of those like sad feeler animes too. I've heard it's one of the best isekais out there. So with that being said, I think I need to get into it just to see it. And I'm sure that that's one of the reasons that it did win. I know it's got a pretty big fan base. So it makes sense that it won out of all the other isekai, because I'll be real, I've been so burnt out on isekai. There's just too many.
Okay, so I'm surprised. My status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. Did not at least get nominated for this because it was
It was.
I mean, I haven't. I will say, I haven't seen any of these nominees, but that one was very good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, and so I feel like I can't be the only one that really enjoyed it. So I was just surprised not to see that on here because I haven't even heard of like Disney Twisted Wonderland, the animation.
Yeah,
For
that was one that Disney did where people were like isekai into the Disney world, and there were like different iterations of like princesses or wizards, stuff like that. From
so
what I
you're telling me
remember.
that was better than My Status as an Assassin?
Well, with isekai fan base, it's unpredictable. You can never you never know. You know what I mean? And my status as an assassin, you put me on to my status as an assassin, and I watched it all the way through. I really enjoyed it, but it did have the same problem that solo leveling did, and I think that's why people didn't like it. It did have a more intricate like plot, but it's kind of like solo leveling 2.0, and he gets like the shadow power. He becomes more
Yeah.
powerful, and then, but I am surprised that it wasn't at least nominated. I will say that. Next up is best main character.
So the winner was Mao Mao from the Apothecary Diaries season
You
2.
know what? I saw this one and I have some choice words.
Here are the nominees: Izuku Midoriya,
Thank you.
Momo from Dan Dan, Okarun from Dan Dan,
Mhm.
Rudo from Gachiakura, and Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling.
This is what I mean when I say the Apothecary Diaries has an insane fan base. Not insane that they're insane, but their fan base is just enormous. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, you know what? Maybe we do need to check out the Apothecary Diaries because for everything I see, it's a great show. There's a great plot. I just don't know if I could get into it, but I got to watch it to try. So I think Deku definitely should have got this one for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're just judging off of the current season on all of these.
Maybe, but even if
Um,
they are, I mean, My Hero's last season should have definitely given it to Deku, especially everything he had to go
Yeah.
through, man.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Best Supporting Character.
The winner, Katsuki Bakugo. Of course, of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Of course, that makes complete sense. Who
Got to.
who are the nominees?
Injin, Gachiakura, Jin and Joji, Dan, or Gigi, Jinshi, the Apothecary Diaries, Lulan Shisui, the Apothecary Diaries, and Turbo Granny from Dan.
Why is Turbo Granny even up there?
I don't know, but obviously Bakugo takes
Yeah,
this one.
Bakugo takes this one. I think Engine definitely in second place. Engine was one of the best parts of Gachiakura for sure.
Yeah.
He's like pretty much going to be the next Gojo, I feel like. But yeah, to not give this one to Bakugo, it would be insane. And best main character should have been Deku. It should have been Deku and Bakugo. Their final season, give it to the boys. But it is what it is. Next up, we have best must protect at all cost characters.
So the winner was Anya Forger from Spy Family.
Yeah.
Nominees were Izuku Midoriya from My Hero, Karuko Wagiri from The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, Mao Mao from The Apothecary Diaries, Suika, is that how you say that? From Dr. Stone? Suika?
I don't know. I don't think I'm that far into Dr. Stone.
And Takopi from Takopi's Original Sin.
Oh, dude. Takapi for sure. I would have chose Takapi. Granted, with the fan base that Spy Family has, it makes sense that she would win Arya because she's like the little child that Anya. It would make sense that Anya would win. She's like the little child that they protect basically. I'm pretty sure she's like has telekinetic powers or something like that. That one makes sense. I probably would have chose Takapi or Deku, but this one actually does make sense given the fan base. Next up, we have Best Anime Song.
Best Anime Song winner is Iris Out by Kinshi Yonezu from Chainsaw Man, the movie, Reze Arc.
Yep.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
That intro song was awesome, and then the whole sequence they had, um, with the animation and everything, it looked incredible to go along with the music. It was a catchy song. I think it charted there for a while too. It was pretty big. That makes sense that it would win. You know, just like it would make sense if Chainsaw Man won the best movie award, but whatever. Next up, we have best anime score.
Best anime score goes to Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie. I agree.
Who are the nominees?
I agree. The nominees were The Apothecary Diaries, Chainsaw Man movie, Dandadan. Dandadan's a good one. They've got a good score.
Yeah.
Gachiakada and Solo Leveling.
Okay, I will
All
say
good
this.
picks. All good nominees.
100%. I will say this. I think that if not just score, but based off all music used in any of these, I would say Solo Leveling would be up there for sure. But I think I would still take Chainsaw Man, dude. The In the Pool, the song is actually called In the Pool. That dun 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 dun. I think, dude. I mean, I had that on repeat for months, man. It's so good. I think I would have went with Chainsaw here. Granted, Demon Slayer does have a great score in that movie. It's weird that they won for best score, even though they're a movie, though, right? But in the other category, they weren't nominated or considered.
Yeah.
That's kind of odd. Now, you know who would take this year after year? Who would take this title
Who's that?
before it ended? Think of the greatest score of all time in any anime ever made.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Yep. I mean, I just feel like you can't beat Attack on Titan's score.
The rumbling.
Dude,
Come on, man. The rumbling.
Well, that was just an intro, but I mean the score, like even just the,
Yeah.
like the music, the instrumental stuff too. Like if we're counting intros, Attack on Titan has some of the best intros for sure too. But the score, like, dude, I mean, oh, it's incredible. Vogel M. Kafig, what's the other one? The Attack Titan song, basically, and then how it has the opera in the background and then some guitar, dude. Attack on Titan always will have the best score until they come up with something new that can dethrone it. I don't know if they will, but yeah, I guess giving it to Demon Slayer this time would make sense. It was the most cinematic, score that we had in a movie. I think Reze Arc was more, it was more like the songs like In the Pool and Iris Out and stuff like that. So it makes sense giving it to Demon Slayer. Next up, we have best anime opening sequence.
The winner is On the Way from Dandadan, Season 2.
Okay, that makes sense. It was good. It wasn't as good as season one's like dun 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 dun.
Oh, dude, that one.
That was
That
catchy.
one's
Dude.
incredible, man.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Okay, yeah, that original Don Don song, that Don 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 was by Creepy Nuts, and they went big after that. And they also did the intro for Mashal season one. That one this second one, I don't know who it was by, but I guess it makes sense. It was a decent intro. But who are the nominees?
Hugs by Pale Dusk, Gachiakada, Mirage by Creepy Nuts, Call of the Night, Season 2, Reawaker by Lisa, Solo Leveling, The Revo by Porno Graffiti, My Hero, and Watch Me by Yoasobi, Witch Watch.
I think My Hero had some better intros for sure throughout the seasons. Honestly, if it was the first intro from Gachiakada, I would have put that one on there. That one should have won, in my opinion. The one where they start out screaming.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one? That one was awesome.
Yeah,
that was sick. That intro was what should have won this for sure, in my opinion. Next up, we have best anime ending sequence.
The winner is I by Bump of Chicken, My Hero Academia final season.
Yeah, that makes sense. Give it to My Hero. What were the nominees?
Actor by Lila Ikuda, Spy Family. Beautiful Colors by One Republic, Kaiju number 8. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dukashitiru by Wertz, Dandadan. Kaiwai by Piki, My Dress Up Darling. Un Apex by TK from Ling Tosite Segure. Solo leveling.
I think it makes sense to give it to My Hero here for ending scenes. I think, yeah, because the One Republic one was not bad for kaiju, but I mean, it's hard to go with these ending songs. There's some that are good. There's some that are like hit or miss. But intros, dude, the first kaiju intro, the one by Youngblood, that one was awesome. I like that one a lot. Yeah. And then I still think the greatest intro of all time, in my opinion, is Attack on Titan season 1. That one had so much hype. So, but ending songs, yeah, that would make sense to give it to My Hero. Next up, we have Best Japanese Voice Actor.
So the winner is Aoi Yuki, who played Mao Mao in the Apothecary Diaries.
Okay.
The nominees are Chiaki Kobayashi as Yoshiki Tsujanaka, the Summer Hikaru Dad.
Ooh, okay.
Daiki Yamashita as Izuku Midoriya, My Hero.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Kikunosuke Toya as Denji, Chainsaw Man. Mayumi Tanaka as Monkey D. Luffy, One Piece.
You know what? I think I'm giving it to Denji here, dude. Denji just in the movie, bro, he had so many I don't know, he just had so much energy in the fight scenes with his voice, and then on top of that, I think just the emotional part, he did it so well. And just Denji's would be a hard character to do cuz he's so unpredictable sometimes. Kind of like Luffy. Luffy's hard, but gosh, she's been doing Luffy for so long. She's got it nailed down, you know. And then my Deku too for My Hero would make sense.
Yeah,
Like
well, there's one more nominee, and it's Reina Ueda as Reze from Chainsaw Man. So they were both nominated.
That's
a good one too.
Yeah, she was really good too. I think my favorite voice actor is Kenjiro Suda. He's the guy that does Nanami, and he did Overhaul. He just has that distinct voice, and I really like his work, man. So, but yeah, All Might's voice actor is up there too. He's incredible. With that being said, that concludes our review of the Crunchyroll Awards. I think we gave our best opinions on, the topics we actually knew about. If Free Willy and iBroly were here, they'd probably have some different takes, but for the time being, that's what we think on the Crunchyroll Awards. I'm sure they'll give their opinions in the next episode. Okay, now to get into news, the Berserk manga is supposed to be returning on the 15th of June, apparently. So I'm stoked for that. Because if you know Kentaro Miura, he passed away. So I think he left like some of his cliff notes with one of the editors, and I think he's going to be trying to hone in on this ending, which is going to be interesting to see, how they're going to stick it and everything. I haven't read the full manga. I've watched the anime, and it's like one of the best anime stories out there for sure. So, but that's pretty much it for my news. You have any news?
Nope, not this week. I don't.
Okay. Next week we'll have a pretty juicy verses for you guys. Until then, we'll kind of go over all the other episodes and probably have some more Marvel and DC stuff for you next time too. With that being said, I'm Destro. That's Trench, and this has been the Infinite Lorecast pod. Thank you guys for watching, and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok as well. We have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the socials. Go follow us on those. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube for more content like this, and check us out.
And quit calling us LARPers, man. We're in it.
Yeah.
We live it. We're not LARPers.
100%.
We ain't Michael.
gotta beat
We ain't Michael B. Jordan, man. We ain't Michael B. Jordan.
We really have to beat those allegations.
Yeah, we gotta beat them.
All right, then. Guess we'll peace out, bro.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.